We are seeing more fallout from the conservatives calling out Idaho conservatives for not being conservative enough story we did yesterday and over the past week or so. This is all centered on the attack ads we've been seeing lately, accusing lawmakers like Representative Julianne Young from Blackfoot as wanting kids to have access to porn, despite being the original sponsor of the bill to punish librarians for kids getting their hands on questionable material. They also labeled the Speaker of the House, Mike Moyle, as anti-gun, despite him having been given a Defending Freedom Award from the NRA. Well, those ads can be traced to Young Americans for Liberty, a libertarian student organization that is trying to spread its message across college campuses. But they've also have something they call the Hazlitt Coalition. This is YAL's Liberty Legislator Confederation, 300-plus lawmakers from almost 40 states who pledged to pass liberty bills, promoting free markets and protecting civil liberties. These pictures appear to be from 2022, when they were in Florida to learn how to, quote, craft the strongest policies that solve society's most pressing problems. 17 comrades of this coalition come from Idaho. There, in the front row, are members of Idaho's Freedom Caucus, Senator Tammy Nichols sitting shoulder to shoulder with Representatives Heather Scott and Elaine Price, next to former Representative Carrie Hanks. A few more Freedom Caucus members, Representatives Jason Gallagher and Joe Alfieri, and then on the end, Senator Glenetta Zeiderveld. In the middle of the pack, you'll find Senator Scott Herndon standing behind Representative Dale Hawkins. And there's Representative Josh Tanner standing next to Senator Ben Tays. Well, this Liberty Legislator group just lost a few members. That's because today those Gem State lawmakers took issue with Young Americans for Liberty, pitting Idaho GOP lawmakers against each other over flat-out lies. 16 of them withdrew themselves from the Hazlitt Coalition. Effective immediately, they said. Please remove our names from your website and any future published lists, which they haven't done because, well, their names are still on that website. While many of our values align with the stated purpose of your organization, we diverge on some important topics. Most notably, they said, the legalization of marijuana. They call that incompatible with the conservative principles we hold here in Idaho. So I guess aligning yourselves with libertarians may not be such a good idea. At this point, we've lost confidence in your organization for a few important reasons, they went on. Number one, well, there's that pot thing. And number two, recent attack ad campaigns from your PAC include misleading and deceptive claims, which at times are completely inaccurate. And when they brought these concerns to the organization's leaders, YAL's response has been, quote, disappointing with a centralized, we know better approach. Well, they've seen their allies attacked, and oh, by the way, they haven't seen the support for those who are liberty-oriented. No money or as much as they thought coming into Idaho. YAL's grassroots win at the door campaign has been all but non-existent in Idaho. So this is what happened in 2022, and they are seeing the same failed promises this election cycle, they say. So the Gem State 16 have no other option than to disassociate from YAL's Hazlitt Coalition. At this point, they said, we as Liberty legislators are unsure of your agenda and believe that creating this chaos and confusion for conservative voters is unproductive and damaging. We wish you the best, though. It's signed by Idaho's lawmakers from A to Z, Alfieri to Zeiderveld. Senator Dan Foreman, by the way, who is listed as a member of the Hazlitt Coalition on their website, his name was not on that letter. We did reach out to see if that was a mistake for Senator Foreman or if it was intentional. We have not yet heard back. We also reached out to a couple of other names on that list, like Representative Josh Tanner from Eagle, Senator Carl Bierke from Coeur d'Alene. Still no response. So what does Young Americans for Liberty have to say about this departure? I'm sure that response might be coming as well. We don't know. But what we do know is this group was a bone of contention between Representative Heather Scott and the state director of the Freedom Caucus Network, that'd be Maria Nate, during their State House meeting last session that was secretly recorded, with Nate saying YAL will pull its funding if Representative Scott showed support for Speaker Mike Moyle, and Scott saying they kind of dropped the ball last time, so who cares? What does this all mean in the grand scheme of things? Not sure yet, but to borrow a phrase from Investigate West Daniel Walters from the story we did on this yesterday, the fringe phrase